Without roads, our cars would not know where to go. So, all the petrol heads of the world have a lot to thank the Romans for. But some roads haven't exactly aged well, and many of them weren't exactly all that safe to begin with. As a result of that, and a lack of funding for renovation, there are an awful lot of roads in the world which only a madman would be willing to drive down. These are the world's most dangerous roads that actually exist. Number 10. Atlantic Ocean Road. Have you ever wanted to drive somewhere that allows you to be in tune with nature? Then it might be time for a trip on the Atlantic Ocean Road. The Atlantic Road, which took 6 years to build in the early 1980s on the Norwegian coastline, and offers a driving experience unlike anything you possibly experienced before. When you're on the Atlantic Road, you'll feel like you're on a 22-mile roller coaster. There are curves that twist, turns and unpredictable weather conditions that can throw a spanner in the mix when it comes to visibility. You want to get hit by a freak wave while you're basically driving in the ocean, and this is the road for you. It might be a dangerous road that makes you feel like you're mere inches away from death, but it's also an exhilarating one, with 8 bridges and breathtaking views. If there's one thing that many people have learned the hard way, however, is that you should never drive on the Atlantic Ocean Road during lousy weather. It can end poorly for those behind the wheel. Now it's time for the odd topic. We don't know where this road is, but upon seeing the photo, we simply could not believe our eyes. The road seems to be darting straight through an ocean almost, as if Moses himself had part of the waters. The photo was sent to us by a loyal subscriber to our channel. Now to the next topic. Number 9. Commonwealth Avenue. The name doesn't sound very definitely or dangerous, does it? Don't let this road need fool you, however, for it's a killer. Commonwealth Avenue is a 7.7-mile highway in Quezon City, Philippines. It spans 6 lanes at its narrowest point and 18 in its widest. It is well known as the widest highway in the Philippines. However, its lack of signage and recognition of road rules by its users means it's not a road that everyone will travel this. There are no dedicated bicycle or motorcycle lanes, no stop or give way signs, or drainage public transport operators on the busy highway. Also, have no regard for road rules and where they feel like it to pick up and drop off passengers. The killer highways, it's commonly called as a 37-mile speed limit, but that doesn't stop around 5 accidents on it every day. Of those who lose their life on the highway are bystanders, pedestrians and cyclists, who stop to attend to accident victims and end up in accidents himself. Even though this road doesn't sound particularly desirable to other cities and government agencies, therefore, it's not one you can avoid if you live in the area. Next is number 8. James Dalton Highway, Alaska. The James Dalton Highway in Alaska may sound familiar to you for many reasons. It was featured on TV shows such as Ice Road Truckers, America's Toughest Jobs and World's Most Dangerous Roads. If that's not enough to convince you that this road means business, then nothing will. The James Dalton Highway is a 414-mile stretch of road in Alaska, which runs north of Fairbanks, up to Dead Horse. It's near the Arctic Ocean, Prudhoe Bay and the Prudhoe Bay oil fields. Since 2008, it has claimed 6 lives, including an experienced truck driver. Dalton Highway, as it's known for sure, is thought to be one of the most isolated highways in the entire country. There are only 3 towns along the 400-plus mile road, and it features mainly gravel with steep grades. Along the way, anyone who decides to take this road is advised to take survival gear, because recovery and rescue could be hours away. Should you need it, this dangerous and remote highway is still relatively well used. At least 250 trucks, such as those featured on Ice Road Truckers, traveling, and in winter, daily, and around 160 each day in the summer. It's also within a few miles of the Arctic Ocean. Coming up next is number 7. Golian Tunnel Road, China. The village of Ogling, province of China, had long been cut off from civilization by the imposing mountains. To make it easier for the current villagers and those in the future, together, to cover road into the mountain, many of them sold their livestock to buy the materials and tools they needed. Then 13 of them got to work. 1 died during construction, but the remaining 12 took to the mountains with hammers and chisels to carve out a 4-meter wide, 5-meter tall road. The going was tough, and even though the Golian Tunnel Road is only 275 miles long, it was carved out at a rate of 1 year every 3 days in some stages. Here's finally finished the dangerous road on May 1, 1977. Since then, The village had become a tourist attraction, and the road has even appeared in films. It has also rightfully earned its name. Number 6. Fairy Meadows Road. Pakistan have never had a near-death experience of the 10 miles you drive or bicycle along Fairy Meadows Road, and Pakistan is a near-death experience road in the world. This mountain road is not for the pain. It's a high mountain track in Pakistan's Gilgit and region that's both slippery gravel, and not to mention, there are no guardrails to stop you from falling to your death. And the road is only wide enough for one standard vehicle, and no more. Get it wrong. And this mountain road at 3,300 meters above sea level will make sure you don't go home to your family. What's more, the higher you get, the more narrow the road becomes. Eventually, there's only enough room for a bicycle. The Fairy Meadows Road begins on the corrector of highway, called Tattoo. It close to the summer, and is at its safest if you call it safe. Enjoy apartment. Mountain villagers built the road hundreds of years ago. It has not seen any repairs now. It's Trekker's Paradise, providing entry for those who want to climb the 9th highest mountain in the world. Number 5. Tibet Highway, China. Out of every 100,000 drivers, navigate the 1,330 miles away. 7,500 will not make it home with rock slides, avalanches for weather conditions, and treacherous driving conditions. Tibet Highway begins in Champion of Sichuan and ends up in the west side of Lassiter Bay. It's a 36-hour drive without any delays, but can leave thousands of motorists stranded for weeks. It's also standard route for truck drivers. There's no denying that the scenery is spectacular on this highway. Peaks rise skyward, and open landscape from plateaus and happily grazing yaks are a common sight. However, you can't spend too much time gazing out the passenger window at the 14 mountains, dozens of rivers and forests, as the road loves to throw some challenges your way. Landslides can travel down the cliffs when you least expect it, and diverse weather conditions can make the route almost impossible to travel. At times, as the road isn't paid, a little bit of rain can cause thick mud to form and trap hundreds of cars. You're going to need to pack your board games for this road. For if you get stuck in a jam, you are, at least your vehicle can be there for weeks. Getting stuck sure beats the alternative. However, in 2011, a bus veered off the road and killed all 16 on board. Number 4. Hell, Alabama. To look at U.S. Highway 431 down the Alabama-Tennessee line to Dothan, Alabama Drive. It's a dangerous one, and it's been named as so by the World Health Organization. Every year, tens of thousands of people die on that stretch of road. In 2011, that figure reached over 33,000. The main hazards that people face on the highway are high speeds, changes from 24 and 42, and poor visibility. There may not be any genuinely challenging road conditions, but the many hundreds of crosses that line the highway are proof that the highway to hell deserves its name and its place. Number 4. Coming next is number 3. House Semi-Highway. Even though the paving House Highway in 2011 has made this dangerous stretch of road safer, still one that will keep your heart race for all 93 miles. Those who travel this highway from Baguio City to Montage have to prepare themselves for drop-offs, winding roads, landslides, and falling rocks. If that's not enough to make you turn back, then speeding buses that can put small vehicles in danger. Tourists and transporters all use the Houseway, and many have it made at home to their families. Debris tumbles from the surrounding mountains onto the road, and low-lying mist and fog make visibility challenging at the best of times. You then, of course, have to combat the Corollary Central Mountain Range, which fortunately is far safer today than it has been in the past. If it rains, even more challenging time, as both mudslides and slippery roads cause problems for motorists. This highway may be the main artery for the Cordillera Road system, but we're sure most people will be scoping out another room just in case. Next is number 2. Luxor Alpharetta Road. It can be a little scary driving at night, but what if it wasn't only the road trying to kill you, but everything on and around it? The lugs are out of a road which connects southern Egypt city of Luxor to her. Looks innocent but is anything but once tonight falls. Fatal accidents are diamonds, due to everyone driving with their lights off. Why? Don't see the car lights at risk, but if you don't get anyway, the problem is Luxury Gata Road. It's the main route between two terrorist hubs. It's a well-maintained asphalted road, but targeted by those who attempt to undermine the tourism industry. In 1997 road, while nothing of that magnitude has happened since, it goes to show just how a simple road can have speed and dangers. The most awaited now. Number 1. Northfield Road, Bolivia. Before significant upgrades, the north youngest road of Bolivia, also known as Death Road, was a road you write your willing testament for before you begin your journey every year. It was claiming the lives of over 1,200 people, or the same population as Sun Valley, Idaho. Imagine losing an entire city's population road. The narrowness of treachery of that area adopted a left-hand drive policy. The rest of the country drove on the right, but driving on the left allowed drivers to know where their wheel was. With regard to the edge of the road, there were also no guardrails to stop before falling over the edge, and fog and rain would enter your efforts to drive safe in every turn over a 20-year period. A safer route was built until its completion in 2006. Also check out my other videos showing up on the screen now. See you next time.